Young and the Restless. Spoilers! Welcome back to the channel, you guys. Today is a beautiful day outside, but things in Genoa City are absolutely dark, chaotic, and completely off the rails. Grab a coffee, or maybe something stronger, because we have a massive, crazy update to unpack right now. So let's just dive right into it. Honestly, I'm a bit tired today. I've been staring at these notes and rewatching these scenes for hours, and my brain is just fried. But I still care, you know? I care about these characters, even when the writers make me want to pull my hair out and scream at the television. And right now, the Abbott family is in absolute shambles. I mean, complete and utter ruins. Jack is losing his mind trying to find Diane, who is locked in some weird padded room being gaslit by a fake doctor. And Patty Williams is blackmailing Jack for sex. Yes, sex. On a yacht. It's disgusting. But that's not even the worst part. Ashley is back from Paris, and she is going feral because Abby and baby Dominic have been kidnapped. It's just too much. It's a lot to process for one family. But the big question on everyone's mind, the thing fans on social media have been screaming about all week, is this. Where the heck is Dr. Lawrence Markham? Seriously. Where is he? Why hasn't he appeared in Genoa City lately? He was front and center, kidnapping Diane, teaming up with Patty, snatching Abby and the baby, and then nothing. Just radio silence. It's like he vanished into thin air. And you guys know how this show works. When a villain disappears from the canvas for a few episodes, it means they are plotting something massive in the shadows. He must have a scheme. A really, really bad scheme. And we finally got our answer. And oh boy, it was not what I expected. Not at all. Let's talk about Kyle Abbott for a second. Kyle is usually the golden boy, wearing his nice tailored suits, trying to be the good corporate son at Jabot. But the guy is breaking. His mother is missing. His family is being tortured. So in a moment of pure, desperate rage, Kyle decides he's going to take matters into his own hands. Late at night, in the pitch black, Kyle rushes to the Newman Ranch. He wants revenge. He thinks Victor is behind all the misery. And honestly, he's not wrong. Victor is almost always behind the misery in this town. But let's pause and talk about Newman's security for a second. How does Kyle just walk onto the ranch? Does Victor not pay his guards anymore? Is there no gate? No cameras? It's a literal joke at this point. Anyone can just stroll up to the main house in the dead of night. But anyway, Kyle sneaks up to the house. He's creeping around in the dark, looking through the windows, probably expecting to find Victor gloating or drinking scotch by himself. But what he sees? What he sees is a horrifying scene. A scene that literally made me drop my jaw. Victor Newman is sitting in his study. The lighting is dark, very dramatic, and sitting across from him, in the flesh, is none other than Dr. Lawrence Markham. Yes, Markham. The corrupt psychiatrist, the kidnapper, the man who is holding Diane hostage and torturing Ashley. He is sitting in Victor's house, having a casual late-night chat with a mustache. What were they thinking? How deep does this conspiracy actually go? So Kyle is frozen. He's standing outside in the dark, his heart probably beating out of his chest. And he does what any smart soap character would do in this situation. He eavesdrops. He deliberately presses himself against the wall and listens to the entire conversation. And, you guys, the dialogue here was chilling. Just absolutely chilling. I've watched Victor do some terrible things over the years. We all have. But this felt different. This felt so cold and calculated. Victor is talking in that low, menacing voice of his. He looks Markham dead in the eye and tells him the ultimate plan. Victor wants Jack Abbott dead. He doesn't just want to ruin Jack's company this time. He doesn't just want to embarrass him in the press. He wants him in the ground. And the ultimatum he gives Markham is insane. Victor basically says, "You kill Jack, or you die. If you fail, I will end you." Victor is directly threatening Markham's life to force him to assassinate Jack. I just need to stop for a second and breathe. Let's be real. Is Victor crossing a line here that he can't come back from? I mean, maybe I'm being too harsh. Victor has always been ruthless. Remember when he brought Marco Anicelli to town to take over Jack's life? That was vile. But ordering a direct hit? While his own wife, Nikki, is upstairs being drugged out of her mind so he can steal her shares? Victor is completely unhinged right now. He is operating on a level of pure evil that we haven't seen in a really long time. And think about the implications of this. This means Victor is the one pulling the strings behind everything. Patty Williams thinks she's in control. Patty thinks she's the mastermind blackmailing Jack to get him into bed. But she's just a pawn. Markham is working for Victor. Victor orchestrated Diane's kidnapping. Victor probably orchestrated Abby and Dominic's kidnapping just to twist the knife into the Abbotts even deeper. It's her masterclass in psychological warfare, but it's also deeply, deeply sick. Let's zoom out and look at the bigger pattern here for a minute. This fits the show's usual style of Victor always being the ultimate puppet master, but it feels so much darker than usual. Why? Because of the collateral damage? Abby is Victor's own daughter. Dominic is his grandson. Is Victor really so blinded by his hatred for Jack that he would let Markham and Patty terrorize his own flesh and blood? Or does Victor not know about Abby? Maybe Markham went rogue with Patty on that part to get extra leverage? Honestly, I don't even know anymore. The writing is so messy, but I just can't look away. I am glued to the screen. Back to Kyle. Poor, terrified Kyle. He hears this entire conversation. He hears the man who has tormented his family for decades ordering the execution of his father. Kyle is absolutely horrified. He's paralyzed with fear. He doesn't bust through the door. He doesn't confront them. And I don't blame him. What is he going to do? Fight Victor Newman and a psychotic doctor in the middle of the night all by himself? No. He stays hidden. But the weight of what he just heard is crushing him. Kyle realizes that their future is just too difficult and exhausting. It's a never-ending cycle of pain. Every time the Abbotts think they have a moment of peace, Victor comes in and destroys it. Kyle is standing there in the dark, realizing that his father's life is on a ticking clock. And it's truly horrible. It's a nightmare. He has to save Jack, but how? If he goes to the police, Victor will just buy his way out of it. We all know the Genoa City police are useless. If he tells Jack, Jack might do something reckless and get himself killed faster. I'm just rambling a bit now, but I can't stop thinking about the look on Kyle's face. The sheer panic in his eyes. The realization that the monsters are real and they are sitting in leather chairs drinking scotch. And what about Markham? Markham didn't look like a guy who was in control anymore. When he was with Diane, he was smug. He was the creepy doctor holding all the cards. But sitting across from Victor Newman? Markham looked like a trapped rat. He knows Victor isn't bluffing. If he doesn't kill Jack, Victor will have him disposed of without a second thought. So, what happens next? What is Kyle's next move? He has to get out of there without being seen. If Victor's guards actually do their jobs for once and catch Kyle lurking in the bushes, Kyle might end up in a padded cell right next to his mother. Or worse. The stakes have literally never been higher for the Abbott family. Jack is out there trying to negotiate with Patty, completely unaware that a literal hitman is coming for his head. And, let's not forget the Nikki factor in all of this. I know I mentioned it earlier, but it just blows my mind. Victor is sitting downstairs plotting murder, while Nikki is upstairs suffering from these terrifying headaches, thinking she's dying, completely drugged up because Victor tricked her into signing away her Newman Enterprises shares. The betrayal is on a cosmic level. When Nikki wakes up from this haze and finds out what Victor has done, not just to her, but to Jack, it's going to be the explosion of the century. I honestly can't wait to see Nikki's reaction when she realizes her husband is a monster. Honestly, I don't know who actually believes this is going to end well for anyone. Victor is flying way too close to the sun. He's juggling too many dark secrets. He's got Matt Clark stashed at the ranch, faking amnesia. He's stealing Nikki's company. He's working with Markham to kidnap people. And now he's ordering hits. It's a house of cards. And Kyle Abbott might just be the one to pull the bottom card out and watch the whole thing collapse. But Kyle needs help. He can't do this alone. He needs to go to someone who knows how to fight dirty. Maybe he goes to Adam? Adam hates Victor right now, especially with the whole Nick drug situation. Or maybe he goes to Phyllis? Phyllis would love an excuse to burn Victor to the ground, especially if it means saving Summer's family. I don't know. You guys, my brain is spinning with theories. I just can't predict how this is going to play out. Let's talk more about Markham's psychology and his connection to Patty for a second. How did Victor even find Markham? Did Victor hire him first, or did Patty? If Victor hired him first, that means Victor sent Markham to Patty to manipulate her. That is so twisted. Patty is mentally unwell, she's obsessed with Jack, and Victor is using her illness as a weapon. He knows Patty will do anything to get Jack into bed, so he gives her the tools, Markham and the padded cell, to make it happen. It's brilliant but disgusting. And poor Diane. She's sitting in that room with the barred windows and the Alan Laurent books thinking Jack signed off on her torture, when in reality, it's Victor pulling the strings. The psychological damage Diane is going to have after this. It's going to take years of therapy. If she even survives. And what about Ashley? We can't talk about this without talking about Ashley's pain. Kyle knows his aunt is losing her mind. Ashley was forced back from Paris, forced back into this Genoa City toxic wasteland, only to have her daughter and grandson ripped away from her. Does Victor know Markham took Abby and Dominic? I keep asking myself this. Because Abby is Victor's daughter. He loves Abby. He loves Dominic. If Victor ordered Markham to kidnap them just to break Ashley and Jack, that is a level of depravity I can't even process. But maybe, just maybe, Markham did that on his own to get extra leverage? If Victor finds out Markham touched Abby, Victor might kill Markham himself before Jack even gets involved. The overlapping betrayals here are making my head spin. So Kyle is carrying all this weight. He's standing in the bushes at the Newman Ranch, the cold night air hitting his face, and he realizes he is the only one who knows the truth. He holds the key to everything. If he makes one wrong move, his father dies. If he panics, his mother stays locked in a cell forever. If he hesitates, his Aunt Ashley might do something completely unhinged and get herself hurt. Kyle has grown up a lot over the years, but this is a burden too heavy for anyone. He's looking at a future that is so incredibly dark, so exhausting, that he probably just wants to collapse right there on the grass. But he can't. He has to be the man of the Abbott family right now. He has to figure out a way to outsmart Victor Newman. And honestly, I don't know if he has it in him. But I am going to be glued to my screen watching him try.